Bloomberg has learned that U.S. memory chip maker Micron is set to get more than $6 billion in grants from the Commerce Department. Let's bring in Bloomberg's Mackenzie Hawkins, who broke this story for us. Mackenzie, great scoop. First, tell us a little bit more about what you learned.
So Micron next week is going to become the 7th company to receive an award from the CHIPS Act, which is Washington's and the Biden administration's massive program to bring semiconductor manufacturing back to the states. Micron's the largest U.S. producer of computer memory chips. It's set to receive $6.1 billion in federal grants, as well as some loans also from the CHIPS Act to support projects that it's building in New York and in Idaho.
So what does this mean necessarily for their other endeavors? I know they still have ambitions in China and elsewhere, but 4 plants in New York, 1 in Idaho. Is essentially this grant money, in addition to maybe some other in loans and loan guarantees from the CHIPS and Science Act, will that be specifically just for those U.S. plants?
Yes. So all of the funding from the federal government for all of the CHIPS Act awards is tied to specific projects. In Micron's case, this is actually going to mean that of the 4 factories they're building in New York, there are 2 that are going to be starting production in 2029, 2 not until 2041. We are hearing that it's very likely that their award is only going to fund the first 2 because the Commerce Department wants to prioritize projects that are going to be up and running by the end of the decade. And the firm, of course, has significant international ambitions as well. That's a big part of the conversation for Micron and its competitors as governments around the globe are racing to build out their semiconductor capacity. And so a lot of the pressure on the Biden administration has been get the money out the door faster because Japan is doing this, the EU is doing this, South Korea is doing this, the Middle East is getting into the game. And so we've seen a real spate of major CHIPS Act awards over the past month. Micron will be the 4th award above $6 billion announced. It's been 1 a week. We've been on a pretty quick cadence recently. Been keeping us really busy.